what's up, guys? This is Alex, and we're here with Gray Area at Arc Music Festival with Gene Ferris.
Hello, hello. Good to see you again, brother.
Good to see you too, man. Even though it hasn't been that long. Art, I saw you
a year.
A year. No, I saw you in San Francisco.
Oh, this is true, but we were off duty.
That's right, we were off duty. We were off duty. I love to hear it. How was your set? Was banging?
Yeah, it was good. I had a lot of fun. An honor to play with the legend Mike Dunn.
Right?
I mean, he's first gen. It's like a legend. He's the legend. People say legend with me, but that's an actual legend.
Well, how does it feel to like get asked to play with somebody that I understand that like when you were coming up as a young DJ or a raver or whatever, like he was already building the way for you.
Yeah, well, he's like I said, Mike was a hero to me growing up, and I grew up. One of my favorite songs growing up with kids was called "So Let It Be House," and he made that and literally changed everything for me. And I used to listen to him DJ when I was a kid, him and a few other dudes used to play at my high school. So yes, it's crazy to be honest, full circle, man.
I love that. Speaking of taking it back to the old school, what was your first real experience with dance music in a live setting like?
Oh wow, I think I'm too old to remember, but it's very different, that's for sure. I used to be a huge fan of Little Louis.
Yeah.
Growing up, so I used to go to a lot of his shows when I was a kid, and it was amazing. Culturally different, because everybody back in the day then was all black kids.
Right.
But the vibe was the same. People were there for the music, losing their minds. Their group was the same.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's speak on that for a second. You talked about it was a lot of black kids, and I'd say we're getting back to a point now where people are starting to own the fact that house music and techno is black music.
Absolutely, yeah, it definitely started with us. There's never been a question of that in my mind at all.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that, like I said, I remember when it was only us at the party, but it's one of those things that it evolved, it grew so big, and then at the same time, hip hop blew up, which is more, I guess,
commercially viable.
Well, no, it's just more culturally viable.
Fair.
Hip hop than house music is to my people.
Yeah.
They're speaking directly to us and the things that we see every day in our communities. Whereas, don't get me wrong, I'm house. I don't make a lick of hip hop. Don't get me wrong, I make house music, but what we make doesn't necessarily talk to the urban, a black community every day.
100%.
Even though it was created by black people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it is what it is. We started to make our way back around and started to see more and more people of color in parties every day, every weekend. So
love to see it too, right?
I mean, look at us.
Right?
The hell are we doing here?
What are we doing here still, after all this time? Also, I feel like things have been changing for dance music just after the pandemic or in the last few years. It's become, are we having a renaissance? We're going back to the 90s where it feels a little bit more inclusive and it's getting bigger again, and
it's huge.
It's America's taking it back.
Yeah, it's huge, and I say since the pandemic, America's scene has gotten super strong.
Yeah.
It's an amazing scene and a bunch of new kids, a bunch of new faces, and that came from some of us giving you guys a whole bunch of stuff on the internet while you didn't have anything to do your whole term.
Yeah.
You found us.
Yeah.
I can't even count. I've gotten thousands of messages, thousands of fans, people walking, just telling me that they never heard of me before the pandemic. And after the pandemic, they became a huge fan. It's just one of those things that awareness is everything, right? So. And I'm sure this didn't happen just for me, it probably happened for the other 1,000 DJs who were playing on the internet during the pandemic. So yeah, we got definitely a resurgence of a whole new crop of people who are out to hear the music, have a good time.
Yeah.
And just out to have a good party, I think the problem with before is that the generation before was trying to do too much education.
Yeah.
This is what's real, this is what's not, this is what. That kind of scares some people away.
Right.
Whereas during the end of the world, pandemic, you're able to make your own decisions on what you like and what you don't like. And then you can come out of there kind of educated on your own, yo, well, no, I heard this guy on the internet, and I want to go hear artists to love during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So some good things there.
Absolutely. I mean, less genre elitism is always a good thing for everybody. Let's all appreciate all of it.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I want to talk about your label too, because it kind of connects to, you came out of the pandemic and your label was stronger than ever too.
Yeah, Ferris's been around since 1998.
Yeah.
But, you know, obviously during the pandemic, it gives you time to think, strategize, rethink a bunch of things, and, you know, obviously, you know, meet hungry producers. You know, it's a lot of time. You know, it was a lot of time to be able to like accumulate a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Out of that, Ferris came on like a storm. And it's just a blessing. That's all I can say. It's kind of hand in hand. It's like people started finding out about me, and in turn, they started putting two and two together. They're like, "Is Ferris recording Gene's label?" So, yeah, it's great, man. It's great. We got a lot of really amazing producers coming out. Put out 40 releases this year, plus a couple of compilations. Yeah. And then next year we're going to do the same and start a new label as well, Ferris Wheel Limited, which is going to be for more of the bigger artists on the label and stuff. So yeah, everything's great right now, man. It's booming.
I love to see that too, because I know you spoke earlier about like being here with Mike Dunn, but what you're doing right now is really giving that back to a bunch of other young producers who are really like fueling the fire for the next round of big dance music artists.
Yeah, we're blessed, you know. I put out a few of John Summers' first records and stuff, and you know, a few other people on the label for a while, Gil Blaster. You know, it's just good to see, you know, Maxine as well too. She's a big part of Ferris Wheel at the moment too. It's just good to see all of us kind of growing fruits are coming to the label right now. It's just a beautiful thing, man. I cannot complain, and I'm very happy that, you know, we got a lot of youthful artists that are, you know, about to really explode. Like, you know, obviously Miss Dre, we're pushing her heavy.
Oh, she's so good.
She's really good.
Yeah.
You know, we got a huge female presence as well too, which I'm very proud of.
Yeah, you just signed a record from Fat Supply for the art contest too.
Yeah,
she's been around for years, a long time.
You can hear it on that track.
Yeah.
It's a really good track that we got for the label from us. So yeah, we try to just pride ourselves on, you know, good music. We don't really care about, you can be blue.
Yeah.
You can be blue from the planet wherever, and if you got a good track and give it to us, we're gonna put it out. We don't care about sex you or anything. None of that. Yeah, so yeah, happy times, man.
That's a good one, man. So we're gonna move into something a little bit more fun. We're gonna do like the speed rounds. I'm gonna ask you a bunch of rando questions.
Okay.
And you answer them however you want.
Okay.
You ready?
Ready.
If you had the opportunity to live a day in any cartoon or movie universe, what would it be and why?
DC, I want to be the first black Superman.
Oh, really?
See how fast that answer was? You've been thinking about that one for a while.
I was begging for that question.
I mean, you're from Chicago, so I may know the answer to this one, but Chicago pizza, yes or no?
Yes. I love thin crust and I love deep dish pizza.
Is Chicago deep dish pizza though?
Is Chicago deep dish pizza? Yes.
Okay. If you could choose anybody on the ARC lineup who you're not playing back-to-back with, who would you go back-to-back with on the lineup for this weekend and why?
Green Velvet. Because he's one of my best friends and we've never really gone back-to-back in a giant public setting. We've gone back-to-back in a smaller public setting, but never on a big, massive stage. I would go back-to-back with him. I think we shocked the world.
I think that'd be, y'all would really rip down with that.
Yes.
100%. Why are dogs better than cats?
Because they're loyal. Cats are like roommates.
Right? Which Disney princess could you see as a DJ?
Moana.
Yo, another fast answer. What's the funniest place you've ever fallen asleep?
Church.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen at a music festival?
At a music festival, craziest thing I've ever seen was a girl trying to hop a gate last year at ARC and she broke her leg.
Damn. Hope it was worth it. Ouch. three words to describe ARC.
3 words to describe ARC. Fun, Fuck.
Yeah. Living in a world of ridiculous phrases that people say every day, like slay and period and yes. What's your catchphrase?
Stay thirsty.
Stay thirsty. Nice. If you're reincarnated into one object on the Elrose stage, confetti, inflatable, a performer, or even our giant chicken friend Rohelia, what would you be?
Definitely the chicken.
That chicken's
Without
got
a doubt, he's a fucking man.
He is, and got moves.
Did you see his dances?
I know. It's dope. If you had the power to create your own theme for an Elro party, what would it be?
Star Wars.
Oh.
You picked one that hasn't been done. Yes.
You sick. You sick, right?
Yeah, that would be so sick. Yes. If you could replace Rohelia, the Elro chicken, with any other animal, what would you replace her with?
Chewbacca.
At least follow the theme. I like it. And then finally, describe Elro in 3 words.
Man, sexy, party, smiles, love.
Yeah.
He give you a few words for Elro. It's unreal, unreal.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Always a pleasure to
Good to
speak
be
to
here.
you, man. And thank you.
Thank you guys. See you soon.
Bye.